Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to make some embellishments and things that I'm going to use in my December daily. If you had seen the previous video where I put together my December daily, you would know that it's pretty plain because I wanted to be able to work in it as I went. Because of the fact that my family is older, I only have a 16-year-old daughter at home, and my older girl is away at college. We don't do a lot of that fun family Christmas stuff anymore. So mostly my journal will probably be writing. Not that we don't do anything, but you know what I mean. We don't go visit Santa and bake a lot of cookies and all of that stuff. So I will be journaling for the most part, but we'll have pictures and I'll have things that I want to hang on to. So I'm going to make some tags and pockets and envelopes, things that I can go in and add to my journal as the month progresses instead of just adding them ahead of time. So I thought I would bring you along with me. Let's get into the video and see what I can come up with. So I kind of gathered up some of my supplies here before I got started. I don't really know how I'll be able to incorporate some of these items without them dangling over the top, but maybe use some of these bells and little ornaments in paper clips or a charm or whatnot. I have a lot of these old American Lung Association and like support stamps. What are they called? Christmas seals that you can get in the mail. I do have some things that I've already done, like this decoupaged glassine bag that I'm planning on using. I have some labels and some book pages. I've also gone through and gathered up in this old bag, and this little storage container is so old that the pieces on the inside are so brittle. If you pick it up, it breaks and snaps apart, but that's okay. It is serving its purpose. So I've just gone through and gathered up anything that I might use in my December daily in here. It's not super pretty as far as organization goes, but I know that it's all here. So I have some vintage postcards that I've hung on to for myself, some book pages, wood veneers, some planner stickers, some cards and envelopes. In here I put a lot of like little fibers and pieces that I might want to use. And then I just have like die cuts and stickers and cut aparts and all of that goodness. I have this washi tape that I gathered up at the end of last year, plus a lot that I was sent in friend mail. I have this little stamp in here. So this is kind of something I put together thinking maybe I would use along the month of December, but I might pull some things from here that I create today. I also have a handful of scraps of ledger paper and vintage wrapping paper, tracing paper, things that I hold on to when I'm creating my journals, so I might use some of this. I have some fabric scraps, and then I have this notepad that was super cheap. I got it at Dollar General in a set of like 6, but I really like the red lines in there, so I hung on to that. I have some red envelopes. I thought these vintage index card dividers were fun. I know that they're orange, but I like the fact that they're numbered through 31, so I might incorporate those into my journal. I'm not sure yet. I have some old stamps, some vintage Rolodex cards, and then I pulled a bunch of laces and trims to play with. And I also have all of this Christmas scrapbook paper scraps from making my journals. This is literally what I have left. It's crazy how much paper that I go through creating journals. So I will probably be playing mostly with this. Hopefully I won't have to cut into too much new paper, but I might, you know, make some envelopes and dividers and things. Okay, so let's see what we can come up with. So as I was creating these little pieces to add to my December daily, I realized that this was going to have to become a 2-part series video. Consider this the first of 2, this one being called Creating Pockets and Tucks. I'm hoping to have the next video posted on Sunday, so keep an eye out for that. I love them both. Out of the pockets I make, these little vintage tab dividers are my favorite. I realized that the first number I have is 5, so I couldn't make one for every day. I ended up decorating 2 in this video, but I am really hoping to scatter them throughout my journaling in the upcoming month. I love them. You'll notice throughout this video that I take things over to my sewing machine often and add some stitching. For time's sake, I decided not to take my camera back and forth with me. The amount of time I took filming these videos was already crazy. Maybe in the near future I will film some type of paper stitching video, but today I just had to make it happen quick. I know that I mentioned it in my last video, but I really do love using fabric glue on paper too. Because it's acetone based, it doesn't wrinkle paper like a water-based glue will. Not that you'll notice that a lot with the thicker cardstock or things that I'm doing in these projects. This is really only something you'll notice on copy paper, and for me, I would see it a lot if I were gluing pockets into my tea-dyed paper books that I was making. Fabric glue seems to not do that, so I really enjoy using it. I do flip back and forth between this glue and Eileen's quick dry tacky glue. Is that how you say that? These are both favorites because they grab fast. I don't have any other reason for doing this other than they are both nearby and I'm just grabbing the tacky glue when it's convenient for paper. So I just have to say really quick, these vintage buttons that I use throughout these projects were a gift from my mother. Aren't they amazing? Oh my goodness, I love them. They're so worn and they're so vintage. They just make my heart happy. So something I'll mention, I guess, just because I'm here, I love stringing thin ribbon through my buttons. It just gives them a nice polished, finished look. I start from the top, I weave it through, back up, tie it in a double knot, trim it, voila. Super cute button. Here I decided to do some faux stitching. Normally I would sew these envelopes into a journal, but since I don't know where I'm going to use it exactly, I just added the stitching first, then I can glue it in later with my fabric glue. I'm the only one who will know it wasn't machine stitched in. So I have a little bin that I save various scraps of fabric and ribbons. I end up pulling a lot of those scraps and using them in these projects. I have to admit, I don't save every little scrap I ever cut, but if it's something unique or large enough, I typically do. If I saved every scrap I ever cut, I can't imagine the space that would take up in my storage. But I'm always happy to be able to grab bits and pieces that might have just been thrown away. Okay guys, and that's it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget to keep an eye out for the final video in this creating series. I'm really excited to share that one with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!